Your gunsmith isn't going to share this secret with you, but guess what? There's something already sitting in your cleaning kit that could literally save you thousands. I'm talking about plain old gun oil here. Just a few drops in the right spots can make your firearm run like it's brand new. Today we're going to reveal some absolutely wild tricks for using gun oil. Every shooter needs to know these, and hey, stick with me until the very end because there's a bonus tip that might just save your life on a rainy day. Disclaimer: this video is purely educational when it comes to maintenance tips. You've got to follow your firearms manual always. Safety rules aren't optional either. Guns become dangerous real fast if you mishandle them. When you're unsure about something, go talk to a certified gunsmith. Oh, and make sure you're following all the laws that apply to you. Trick 17. Field strip first, oil last. Here's the number one rule for taking care of firearms. It's actually pretty simple when you think about it. Clean your gun before you add any oil. All that gunk and fouling left sitting inside, it'll turn your nice oil into sticky, gross sludge. Then it just attracts more dirt, which defeats the whole purpose. Experts keep reminding us about this. Proper cleaning and lubrication have to go together. Always unload the gun first, obviously. Then field strip it exactly how the manual tells you. Scrub away all that powder residue and debris using the right solvent. Only after everything is completely dry should you reach for your oil bottle. Use a thin patch for this part. A lint-free cloth works great too. Apply just a very light film of gun oil to the parts where metal touches metal. Here's what you don't want to do. Never dump oil into a dirty chamber. That creates this greasy buildup that'll slow down your slide or bolt. This simple order of doing things is basically the foundation. Every other trick in this list builds on top of it. Trick number 16. Rust shield. Wipe metal surfaces. Corrosion is like the silent killer of firearms. Moisture attacks your gun constantly, so do salty hands from sweat. Humidity gets in there too. All of these things attack the steel surfaces of your gun, especially when you store it for a long time. Quality gun oils have special additives in them. These protect against rust and corrosion. After each time you clean your gun, run a lightly oiled patch through the bore. Then wipe down all the exposed metal surfaces with a cloth that's been dampened with oil. Pay close attention to certain spots. The muzzle crown needs it, so do the side rails. Don't forget the receiver and any screws either. According to maintenance guides, you should always store your gun with a thin protective layer of oil on the metal parts. This prevents moisture from settling in. The exterior of the barrel needs some love too. Same goes for any sights you have. A quick wipe with gun oil keeps fingerprints from leaving marks. Sweat is acidic, so it can etch into the metal if you're not careful. The whole process takes only seconds, however it can prevent you from having to pay for pricey rust removal later on. Preventative measures are far more cost-effective than refinishing work. Trick number 15. Bore snake booster. Need to freshen up a gun between your range sessions? A bore snake dipped in oil works absolute wonders. Hops experts have explained this pretty clearly. After you clean, applying a thin layer of gun oil inside your barrel protects the metal from damage. Here's how to make it super easy. Put a few drops of lubricating oil in the bore snake's lubrication zone. Then drop the weighted end through the chamber. Pull it all the way through in one smooth motion. You just removed loose residue and laid down a protective film at the same time. This quick trick is perfect for certain situations, like when you don't have time for a full scrub, but you want to keep fouling from hardening. It's also great for conditioning a bore before long-term storage, or right after shooting corrosive ammunition, which can be really harsh on your barrel. Just remember one important thing: run a dry patch through before your next outing to remove any excess oil. And never ever leave excess oil pooling in the chamber or barrel. That's asking for problems. Trick number 14. Slide rail magic. Semi-automatic pistols literally live and die by their slide rails. Too little lubrication, metal grinds on metal, which is terrible. Too much, dirt sticks like glue, which is also terrible. There's a sweet spot you need to hit. Ballistall's maintenance guide recommends a light coating of gun oil on slide rails. The barrel hood needs it too, so do the lugs and all contact points. Use a needle oiler for this if you have one. Even a toothpick works in a pinch to dab a drop of oil onto each rail. Spread it into a thin sheen using your fingertip or a cloth, then cycle the slide a few times to work it in. Wipe away any excess that squeezes out during this process. Don't forget about the barrel hood and locking lugs. These parts bear really heavy forces during recoil. A properly lubricated slide cycles smoothly, which reduces wear. It improves reliability too. If you're heading to the range after the gun has been sitting for a while, wipe the rails down. Add a fresh drop just as an extra safety measure. Trick number 13. Magazine tune-up. Magazines are literally the lifeline of semi-automatic firearms, yet people neglect them all the time, which is kind of crazy. Dirt and dried lubricant can cause misfeeds. Jams happen too, and those are never fun at the range. After you disassemble your magazine, clean the inside of the body carefully. The follower needs cleaning, so does the spring. Then apply a light coat of gun oil to the moving parts. That means the spring, the follower, and the base plate. This reduces friction significantly. It helps the follower glide smoothly, which is what you want. Magazine experts stress that a very thin film is all you need here. Too much oil just attracts dust, which creates problems. Once you've reassembled everything, load a few dummy rounds, cycle them by hand to make sure proper feeding happens. Proper magazine lubrication prevents expensive feeding malfunctions. It also extends the life of your springs, which saves money. Magazines should also be kept in a dry location. Before storing them for a long time, wipe them down with an oiled cloth. This prevents corrosion before it begins. Trick number 12, trigger smoothness. Tiny drops matter. A gritty or stiff trigger can absolutely ruin your accuracy. It'll break your confidence too. The key to smoothing it out isn't drowning it in oil though. You need to place tiny drops exactly where friction occurs. Maintenance guides advise something specific here. Apply a drop of oil to the trigger pivot pin. The sear needs it too, so do the hammer engagement surfaces, but only if your manual allows it. Use a fine applicator to avoid spilling oil everywhere. Always follow what the manufacturer specifies. Cycle the trigger slowly a few times. This works the oil into all the right places. Then wipe off any excess you can see. Light lubrication reduces friction and wear at the same time. This gives you a crisper pull without needing costly gunsmith work. However, there's a warning here. Never attempt to modify or polish trigger components yourself unless you've been trained. Safety always comes first, no exceptions. Trick number 11, steel wool rust rescue. Surface rust doesn't have to spell complete disaster for your beloved firearm. David Stavlow from Lodgewood Manufacturing recommends something interesting. Use 000 fine steel wool soaked in gun oil. This gently scrubs away rust without damaging the bluing, which is pretty cool. First, field strip the firearm completely, remove any wood or polymer parts so you don't accidentally damage them. Liberally apply gun oil to the steel wool, then lightly rub the rusted areas with gentle pressure. The oil acts as a buffer here. It keeps the pad from biting into the finish too aggressively. Keep the pad wet with oil the whole time. Wipe off the rusty slurry with a rag as you go. Avoid scrubbing over painted surfaces. Color case-hardened surfaces need to be avoided too. Continue this process until the rust lifts away, but stop immediately if you reach bare metal underneath. This trick can restore a gun's appearance without expensive rebluing jobs. Trick number 10, unscrew the impossible. Stripped or seized screws are every tinkerer's absolute nightmare. Forcing them usually leads to expensive damage that you'll regret. Instead, take a patient approach that actually works. The American Rifleman advises saturating the stuck screw with penetrating oil, then let it soak for a day or two, which feels like forever, but it's worth it. The oil seeps into the tiny gaps during this time. It breaks the bond between threads and rust. After soaking, clamp a new pair of vice grips into the protruding shank. Gently work it back and forth until it breaks free. This method can save your receiver from being drilled out. Retapping by a gunsmith costs serious money. If the screws still won't budge after all this, don't risk the firearm. Just seek professional help instead. A little patience with penetrating oil can turn a nightmare repair into a simple fix. Quick pause if you're enjoying the video, tap that like button and hit subscribe. It really helps us reach more great folks like you. Alright, back to it. Trick number 9, moisture barrier for long-term storage. When your firearm sits in a safe for months, moisture becomes your biggest enemy. Using a gun oil with strong corrosion resistance helps a lot. A residue-free formula protects metal parts without leaving sticky buildup behind. After cleaning, wipe down all metal surfaces with an oil-damp cloth. Inside and out, everything needs attention. For long-term storage, you can also run an oiled patch through the bore. This leaves a very thin film of protection. Products designed for rust prevention form a layer. This layer repels moisture and dirt at the same time. Store the gun in a cool, dry place with a dehumidifier if possible. Silica packs work great too. Periodically take the gun out for inspection, wipe it down and reapply oil to keep everything fresh. Preventing rust now saves you from expensive refinishing later. Pitted barrels are basically ruined and need replacement. Trick number 8, cold weather confidence. Winter shooting brings its own unique set of challenges. Thick greases can stiffen in the cold. Some oils do the same thing. This slows down actions and can cause misfires, which nobody wants. Choose a low-viscosity gun oil designed for extreme temperatures. It stays fluid even in freezing weather, and it still protects against wear, which is the whole point. Apply it sparingly to moving parts like the slide rails. The bolt carrier needs it too, so does the trigger mechanism. Wipe away any excess to avoid attracting grit from the environment. In cold climates, testers recommend cycling the action before shooting. This distributes the oil evenly throughout the system. Keeping the right lubrication in your winter rifle or pistol matters more than you think. It can mean the difference between a perfect shot and a jammed bolt. And when the temperature drops, you don't want any surprises. Trick number 7, Q-tip detailer. Tiny crevices collect powder flakes and dried oil. These can interfere with proper function if you ignore them. It reaches these spots, dip a cotton swab in a drop of gun oil, then carefully swab around the firing pin channel. The extractor groove needs attention too, so do the ejector and magazine catch. Ballistall's cleaning guide suggests using toothbrushes for some areas. Cotton swabs work for others. Toothpicks can even help clean debris from hard-to-reach places. Once the dirt is gone, apply a new swab with a light coat of oil. This leaves a protective film behind. The technique prevents rust in small parts. It also helps you spot wear or cracks early, which is super important. Just be sure not to leave globs of oil inside the firing pin tunnel. Too much lubricant in this area attracts dirt. It can cause light strikes, which means your gun won't fire properly. Trick number 6. Less is more. If a little oil is good, then a lot must be better, right? Actually, wrong. Dead wrong. Over-lubrication is one of the most common mistakes that gun owners make. Excess oil provides a perfect surface for dirt and carbon to stick to. This gums up the action and affects reliability in a bad way. Maintenance guides stress the rule of less is more for a reason. Apply a small amount of oil to each part, then wipe off the excess until only a thin film remains behind. In hot, dusty environments, too much oil causes other problems. It can migrate into magazines and attract grit. Your goal is to reduce friction and protect against rust. You're not trying to bathe your gun in oil. A well-oiled firearm should feel slick but not wet. That's the standard you're aiming for. Trick number 5. Post-range wipe down. After a day at the range, your gun will be coated in fouling. Sweat gets on it too, maybe even a few drops of rain if the weather turned. Don't just toss it back into the safe without thinking. Once you're home, unload it first, then give it a quick wipe down with a cloth lightly moistened with gun oil. Pay special attention to the slide and bolt carrier. The barrel exterior needs it too. Any spots you touched with your hands definitely need cleaning. A maintenance article notes something important. Wiping external surfaces with a clean, dry cloth first works well. Then applying oil removes residue and moisture from fingerprints effectively. It only takes a minute of your time, but it prevents corrosion from starting, which saves you headaches. If you've shot hundreds of rounds, go further. Field strip the gun and clean it properly. Re-oil the rails and moving parts before storage. Trick number 4. Protective films. Choose the right oil. Not all oils are created equal, which might surprise you. The best gun oils offer corrosion resistance right off the bat. A residue-free formula matters too. Easy application makes your life simpler, and compatibility with your gun's materials is critical. That means they protect metal parts from moisture, but they don't leave sticky residue that attracts dirt. Field-tested oils evaporate evenly, which is what you want. They leave a protective layer that doesn't gum up the action. Make sure your oil is safe for use on polymers. Wood needs protection too. Some petroleum products can degrade plastic over time. Others can soften wood finishes, which ruins the appearance. Reviews suggest looking for products tested by the military. Law enforcement testing is good too. These products have proven reliability in diverse conditions. Choosing a premium oil might cost more up front, but it saves money on parts and gunsmithing in the long run. Trick number 3. Magazine storage matters. How to store your magazines affects their lifespan directly. After cleaning and lightly oiling the spring and follower, make sure magazines are completely dry. Put them away only when no moisture remains. Store them in a cool, dry place away from moisture to prevent rust. Don't compress fully loaded magazines for months on end. That's hard on the springs. Instead, rotate them or use mag holders that relieve spring tension. Wiping the exterior with an oiled cloth creates a barrier. This repels fingerprints and humidity at the same time. Taking care of magazines isn't glamorous work, but feeding issues can ruin a range session fast. They can even ruin a defensive situation, which is way more serious. A few moments of maintenance and proper storage can spare you costs. Replacing springs gets expensive, and tire magazines cost even more. Trick number 2. Safe wood and plastic. Oil is fantastic for metal surfaces, but it doesn't always play nicely with wood or polymer. Petroleum-based gun oils can soften certain stock finishes over time. They can stain them too, which looks terrible. When wiping down your firearm, keep oil-soaked cloths away from wooden stocks. Keep them away from grips too. If a drop lands on the wood, quickly blot them off before damaging happens. To condition wood properly, use products specifically designed for stocks. Boiled linseed oil works great. Tung oil is another good option. For polymer frames and handguards, a light wipe with a silicone cloth removes grime. It won't degrade the material either. Use cotton swabs or toothpicks to apply oil precisely. Focus on areas around metal pins or screws. This way the lubricant doesn't seep into the grip. Protecting non-metal parts keeps your firearm looking great. It prevents structural damage too. Trick number 1. Rainy day ignition fix. Bonus. Getting caught in a downpour can absolutely ruin your day. Dropping your gun in a puddle is even worse. Water inside the firing mechanism causes misfires. Sometimes you get a completely dead trigger. Gun oils are designed to displace moisture, which is helpful here. They protect metal surfaces at the same time. If your firearm gets soaked, Field strip it if possible. Shake out as much water as you can first. Then apply a light mist of gun oil to the wet ignition components. That means the firing pin channel gets it. So do the hammer, trigger, and springs. The oil pushes out the water and leaves a protective film behind. Cycle the action several times to work everything in. Wipe off any excess you can see. This isn't a permanent fix, just so you know, but it can get your gun running long enough to finish your hunt, or it'll get you to shelter safely. Once you're back home, disassemble everything. Clean and dry the gun thoroughly before applying fresh oil properly. That wraps up our countdown of gun oil tricks. These can save you thousands in gunsmith bills over time. Do you have a favorite maintenance hack we didn't mention here? Share your experiences in the comments below. That way we can all learn together. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to Guns You Can't Live Without for more practical tips. We will also be reviewing gear. Recall that a dependable gun is one that is well oiled. Be careful in the world, remain alert, stay safe out there, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.